After falling into the void with the totem of undying, I survive and wake up in a strange underground world. This is Minecraft The Undergarden Stories. In day 3, it was time to go looking for the catacombs. I went out of my cave, and while I was climbing up, I found this slug thing, and I took it down, and apparently I'm a terrible person. Sorry. I went into the cave, and I found the entrance to the catacombs. Well, not really the entrance, so I just kind of dug my way into the side. When I got inside, the hallways were very narrow, but I saw something I've never seen before. It was a chest room with a spawner on it. I went over and broke the spawner, and unfortunately, I had to fight off a bunch of little kids. Man, today just wasn't my day. I was a terrible person. But anyways, when I opened the chest, I got some gloom gourd pies. Hopefully that was a better source of food. Some of the other chests had random enchanted items with unbreaking. Nothing too special though. I found a lot of chest rooms, but most of them ended up having the same thing. A lot of food, random nuggets, and a couple items with silk touch on them. The structure I found was relatively small, so I went searching for another one, and I found a different one in the snow biome. I was really hoping they would have different loot. And well, my prayers were answered. I turned the corner, and I found this giant golem thing that started attacking me. I didn't even want to know how much damage this thing did, so I just blocked it off and started taking it down, and let's just say this thing took me a good amount of time to take down. Constantly critical hitting it, and it took me probably 30 seconds. I was starting to think I couldn't even take it down at all, but eventually I got an achievement called Decommissioned, and I got some forgotten nuggets. I went searching for more, and sure enough, they appeared around the corners in these little niches. It turns out, even after blocking them off, they could still hit me through the blocks, and they did a good amount of damage, about 1.5 hearts with all my armor. After another century of hitting this one, I took it down, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough nuggets to make possibly an ingot, so I found a third one right behind me, and I took this one down too. This one dropped over 10 forgotten nuggets, and unfortunately, I had to take down the kid too. I made 2 forgotten ingots. But at the end, it was all a big letdown because I couldn't even make any weapons with it, but I still got an achievement. Maybe there was something else I could do with them, I really didn't know. Okay, this is a side note. This mod actually isn't too extensive and it doesn't have much of a storyline. The mod seems very new though, and I think they're still developing more and more each day. But I think my time here in the Undergarden was coming to an end and I had to go home. It was time to finally go back to the overworld in day 4. In day 4, I actually traveled towards the top of the map and I found a lot of new ores, a lot of regalium on the ceiling, so this is where it was all located apparently. But I found a different shiny blue ore, so I built up to it so I could mine it. I started mining it and it gave me regular diamonds. Wait a minute, this gave me a theory. If there were diamonds closer to the ceiling, did that mean I was under the overworld? Maybe the Undergarden was just thousands of blocks under the overworld, and all I had to do was mine up. But before I could do that, I had to pay a visit to some friends, some of my ogre friends. I didn't want to leave without a proper trade, and I wanted to give them some of my currency. I made some more regalium ingots because I know these guys loved it, and I looked for a trade. Most of these guys had some pretty high prices, but this other guy had a pretty good trade for me, so I gave him some regalium, and we engaged in a nice business deal. Thank you for your time, and I hope you succeed in life. I gave him a nod goodbye, and I looked to the ceiling to go mining. It was time to go home. I can't believe after all I've been through, the Aether, the Abyss, and now the Undergarden, feels like I can never catch a break. After mining what seemed like for years, I actually hit dirt. Could this be it? Could this be the overworld? I mined up, and my head popped out, and I saw grass and real trees. Was this it? Was this really the overworld? I couldn't believe it. After being trapped in different dimensions for years, I was finally gonna go home. Oh! I woke up in my bed, in my real bed, back at my village. Somehow, I was crushed by a random anvil, and I lost all my stuff, but I'm back at my home village, and that's all that mattered. After weeks of being trapped, I could finally be free. Wait, what is this? Why is this behind my house? Did the villagers do this? What's going on here? Why is there a diamond in a chest? So does anyone know what this is? Or what I should do?